Hello, tubers and tubettes. My name is David, and I live up in Northern California, and I love California. Um, Today, what I wanted to talk about was two young guys came to my house yesterday, and this will be for the Bat Builder channel. And I was kind of intrigued, I should say, intrigued. So basically, they're both in their 20s, and they look very, very young. They look younger than that to me. And they had seen my Batmobile before when I had it out, my Batmobiles when I had it out for Halloween. But I think they didn't know the depth of how many I had and how many were completed, drivable. So they started out the conversation asking me, would I be interested in selling the Batmobile? I was like looking at them like, yeah, I would be interested in selling it. How much? $500,000. I go, there was one sold in San Diego for 1.2 million. So I think mine is a bargain basement at 500,000. And I could just see them looking very perplexed, like I probably just blew them out of the water. And they said, well, would you be interested in renting them? And it just happened to be my wife was right behind me, and she's a senior paralegal for a major insurance company. And she said right away, no, he would not be interested because she deals with um, litigation. And a lot of the litigation has to do with just your extent of liability that you have out there, especially if you're going to rent it. And you could have a great rental agreement and everything, but you don't know what could happen. I mean, they could mow over a bunch of school kids, at a high school, and you're not going to be covered. So my wife said, no, he's not. And I said, well, no, I'm not either. I said, what are you thinking about? And they introduced themselves as guys that came, they're from the neighborhood, and they're supposedly really into these YouTube and I think X shorts. And I have to be honest, I have no idea what any of this stuff is. I'm an old timer. But he was telling me of something he was very proud of, where he created some kind of a crypto. I thought it was a crypto coin thing, but he didn't make any money on it. It went to charity. And I honestly don't have any idea what he's talking about. But it went, I don't know, like, I want to say 500,000 views or something like that. And that's pretty good when you look at my views are probably 400, over a 14-year period. So I was like, well, I can understand how hard that would be because I'm a grandpa video. I do grandpa videos. And they go, oh, there's a market for grandpa videos. I said, well, I'm not really interested in money, and I don't see myself selling it to you unless you guys are millionaires. I don't know. Maybe you are because you did this crypto thing. Oh, no, no, we did that for charity. I go, oh, okay. I said, well, I might want to do a collaboration with you. If you guys want to do some, sounds like you're doing some short videos. And they said, yeah, yeah, we're doing like 20-second videos. And I was like, what? 20 seconds? I thought like a short video was like 2 minutes. And they're like, no, 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 we do these ones and they're like 20 seconds. I'm like, all right, well, what would you require? And they go, oh, well, we would have to have we would want to take it to different places. We have all these different ideas and da 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 da. And I said, well, would the videos actually be bigger? Oh yeah, yeah. We make them bigger and then we would chop them up. And so at that point, I said, well, what I would be interested in more than money is I'm sitting here with 3 channels and I'm doing grandpa videos. And part of me doesn't care, whether anybody watches or not, although I appreciate you watching and subscribing, but I'm not in it for the money. But I said, yeah, one of my yearly goals for this year is to do 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, so really want to get to that. And they were like, oh, well, we can help you get to that. And I said, well, there you go, right there. Maybe we can do something together that would be corroborated, corroborative, so we did it together. And maybe we could use some of the videos that they have to help me create some more videos that might be more geared toward the younger people. I don't even care if they're in it and I'm not in it. That doesn't even make a difference to me. because well, I want to create a channel that I can keep coming to and doing my things. But I don't know. I really don't know if me talking on it is good, because I'm old and I have Bell's palsy, so it obviously looks like there's an issue. And I just had a person, I guess he's talked to me before, I don't remember him, but he came up to me again and asked me, or he says he comes up to me again to ask me if I had a stroke. This was at our gym, which is odd for somebody to come up. And I said, no, I have Bell's palsy. Oh, he goes, oh, I remember I did talk to you. I go, oh, well, why are you asking me the same questions? That's what I was thinking. I go, yeah, I have Bell's palsy. Most of the time, it lasts for 6 to 9 months. I'm just lucky. Mine lasted for 15 years, maybe 15 to 20 years. So I told them I'm just lucky that way. But maybe that has something to do with my channel, because if you're young and you're cute and all that other stuff, maybe that makes a big difference. So I'm very intrigued, by these guys. I gave them, I had to get going. They're getting ready to go to Target with my grandson, and my wife was kind of pressuring me. So I said, I'm really interested. I go, take my number and, send me your numbers so that I can contact you guys individually. And maybe we can set something up, where we could do it. I said, in the meantime, you can look at my channel, Bat Builder, and .org, or you could also check out my YouTube channel, which is Bat Builder. So they left, and I thought, wow. I told my wife that might be cool to have a couple of young guys helping me out, because I think eventually I'm going to have to pay somebody to do this, because I just, in a way, I don't even know what's cool. Oh, do it like this. They had a lot of good ideas, just right off the top of their head, and they're really big, I guess, in these short videos, which I have no idea how all this connects. So anyway, I did tell them, send me a text, let me see your information. And so far it's 9 o'clock in the morning and nobody sent me a text. So I always think it's so weird how people had to get the courage to come up to knock on my door, go through this whole spiel, and then I don't know, maybe they're researching my stuff, but I don't think they are. They're probably going to their jobs at 7-Eleven. But, when somebody tells you, call me the next day, show me so I can see their contact information. Maybe I don't have one or the other. Maybe maybe I'm going to work with one person rather than the other person. It's not always, they came together, but that could have been because of fear. Well, I'll go if you go, or I'll go with you. They seem to be like they're doing it together, I guess, like a partnership. But we all know how those work out. They never work out unless it's a marriage. It's about the only one. So anyway, I was kind of excited to talk to them. I know I got very animated when I was talking to them at the front door, and I just thought, wow, it takes a lot of guts to come up to my house, my kingdom, and ask me how much I want to sell my Tumbler for. But that's what I think I would sell it for. I don't think I would sell it for, 100,000. I just wouldn't do it. When I croak, maybe my wife will, but not me. I don't even want to sell it. So anyway, who knows? Maybe these guys will contact me again. I'll keep you guys in the loop if they do contact me, and maybe we'll see what happens. Or maybe there's somebody out there in YouTube land that wants to do something like that, and maybe they're a young, successful person that might want to, be involved with it. I want to be sure that I don't have any copyright issues or any problems, by saying that they're replica Batmobiles. But maybe there's somebody else that sees value in that. I know over the years I've told my sons who are streamers, that one is a professional streamer in the sense that that's all he does, and he's been doing it for 15 years. And I've always said, hey, you should come over and take videos of of you in the Batmobile, and we can take it to the park and drive it around. Now that's someone I would trust to drive it, around the park. I can take it downtown, Lodi, take pictures of it. I know when the Chinese guys came out and they were interested in buying it, we drove it around a parking lot. But again, I did not let them drive it, but I let them get inside and they rode on the passenger side. And I drove it like a bat out of hell, so they really love that. And they're taking pictures like crazy, and I think that they were loading them up to some type of I don't know, YouTube or X or used to be Twitter. I think that's what they were doing, but Chinese one. So anyway, I just want to let you know that just happened last night, and I don't know. I thought, well, maybe there's somebody else out there that is interested in doing something like that. They could fly out to California. I could pick them up at the airport. They could come over and we could take videos, drive it around, do some stuff. But I would want it to be more of a collaborative thing. So you help me out, I can help you out. So with the vehicles, you can help me out with helping me get my YouTube channel to the next level. So anyway, thank you much. Oh, and also if anybody has just some suggestions, because I've also thought about making this a faceless channel. I've actually set up a couple of videos recently where I actually did the text and it was transferred into another person's voice, which sounds like an older person, but it was described as a warm, gentle voice. And so I transcribed it for my 57 Chevy, and then that's all done, I guess, with AI. And I kind of liked it. I looked at it a couple times. I was like, that's pretty cool because those are my words. That's my story, but that's done in another person's voice that was on my computer, through AI. So I'm thinking about doing some of those. And I had mentioned before that I probably have like 6 different edits when I put a video together, with the lead in, the lead out, putting in a little bit of music, putting captions in there. But I watched a younger guy, I think he was like 16 years old, and he was really, really good on YouTube. And I think I mentioned this before. He had something like over 300 edits on one video. I mean, it was crazy what he had going on there. And I could see, wow, that is really impressive. Having things come out and graphs go in and this go out and that go in. So when I saw it on his editing platform, I was like, holy crap. And I would love to do something like that. Of course, I don't have the skills to do it, but I'm starting to have at least the skills to do what I do. So maybe taking it just to the next level, maybe there's somebody out there that can help me, help me help myself. So thank you very much. Thank you for listening. Subscribe if you can, and help me get to 1,000 subscribers. That would be awesome. And I'll continue to be making content. Thank you much, and have a great day.